Hey, Tom.
Hello, Nick.
How you doing?
How the devil are you? I am very, very good, thank you.
Excellent.
Very,
Glad to
very
hear
good.
it. Arturia have been kicking them out quite a lot recently.
Yes, we have. We have indeed. We've been a busy bunch. I mean, on this table alone, we've got 4 new, very recent releases, and one in particular that I really want to show you is this little
The
puppy.
classic. I mean, the KeyStep. It's not. I mean, it's fair to say that was a kind of. It was a. No, I'm not going to say the game changer. Well, I said the game, but it was like an industry changer because everybody had one, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It was
I
the
mean,
keyboard everybody had.
You come to events like this, the Synth and Pedal Expo,
The original.
pretty much everyone had an original KeyStep.
Yeah.
So we took that DNA and that formula and really refined it, responded to what a lot of users were asking for, and the result was the KeyStep MkII, which we released about 2 months ago, and the KeyStep 37 MkII, which is a very recent addition to our catalogue. So the KeyStep MkII DNA retains all of the previous stuff that you enjoy about the previous KeyStep. So the sequencer, the ARP, the ability to have it as a MIDI controller with all of your kind of quantizing, all of that kind of fun stuff.
Aftertouch on the keyboard as well, isn't it?
Absolutely. But what we did with the MkII is we injected what I like to describe as musical companion features.
Right,
so,
okay.
What we've got here is just Pigment 7. I've got kind of a acidic lead just for the basis of demonstrating this. And I'll just show you the workflow really quickly so you can get an idea of how this functions. So, KeyStep MkII, you have a scale function. I'm just going to chuck this into minor. So now, everything is going to be in minor.
Right.
I'm then going to engage the arpeggiator. I'm going to hold it. And what you can do from here is your usual kind of ARP things. You can change the octaves by pressing Shift. But where it gets really interesting is where you get into these musical patterns. Okay, so I'm going to engage one of those. I'm going to make this slightly faster because that is way too slow.
That's slow for acid.
That is slow for acid.
That's like stomach acid. You know, it's like peptic ulcer. Right?
Peptic ulcer. That's our new band name. And what you can do from here is select these different patterns. And you can see it's going to be like more musically sparse in certain ways.
So it's like variants. It's taking variants of the arpeggiator and
absolutely. So
are they different every time you do it, or are they fixed?
Yeah, it's different every time you do it. But we've also got this mutate button. Okay, so it's a bit like you remember those video games that had a golf swing. The longer you hold it, the more powerful the golf swing is.
Okay.
And what the mutate is doing is it's varying that pattern. So let me just give this a little bit more release so you can hear what's going on. So, as I select these different patterns, you're getting these different musical rhythms. So, a bit faster. 49 BPM? Never.
Yeah, no.
Let's go. Right, okay. And I can mutate that.
Oh, I like your little double helix you got there.
And I can keep mutating that idea until I've got something that I like. Let's pretend that that's not the worst piece of music I've ever made in my life. It definitely isn't. It definitely isn't. But when you've got something that you like, we have this other function which goes Shift to sequencer.
Oh, so you just store it in the sequence.
And you can do that whilst it's playing. So now, I can now overdub. So if I go Shift, overdub. And then I can also mutate that a little bit.
Right, okay, so that's an interesting idea.
Yeah, so what it's doing is giving you kind of musical ideas where you can start off with just an ARP that's quantized, mutate it, play with it, and what it's done for me is made me realise that I don't need music theory. I just need the computer to help me. So this is really handy in a live situation if you need to quickly get an idea down, if you need to quickly evolve something that you've already done. And then all of the features I've just shown you there are available in the KeyStep Mark II, but what the 37 adds is obviously more keys, but then we've got these knobs for playing with the probability, the randomness, the polyphony, the density of the ARP or the sequencer, that kind of thing. So
but these are all also controller signs.
yeah,
as well,
so you can use them as MIDI CCs. So if you want to control something in, Pigments or whatever software, for example. But they're also, you can define what comes out of the CV outs. So we've got 2 extra CV outs on the back here, Mod 1 and Mod 2.
Right. So
now you can connect that
CV
to
yeah.
absolutely. So you can send something from the pitch and mod wheels, and it will, open a wave folder or a filter or a VCA from something like that. So it's designed to be more of a kind of control center thing as well.
So, but you could also have one of the knobs go out of that seat.
Absolutely.
Right. Okay.
Absolutely. So yeah. Really, really inspiring, really, really fun controllers and sequencers that just, they just give you a lot of really good ideas, to be totally honest.
Nice
so,
one. These are available now, aren't they?
They are indeed.
Have you got pricing information to hand? I know it's always...
so...
That's always a tough question to
God.
ask someone.
You know what? No.
Okay. Online, you can
Online,
find them. Very
online.
reasonably priced. I can't... You've also got the Astrolab 37.
Yes,
which is
we
also
do
really
indeed.
good. I just
We
wanted
do
to
indeed.
have a look at that. I haven't seen that in person yet. That's cute.
Well, I should send one down to you, shouldn't I?
Absolutely. I'd
Have
love
a
to
play
check
with
it out.
Yeah.
Tom, thank you so much.
My genuine pleasure. See you later.